Long ago, in a village nestled at the edge of a vast, dark forest, lived a young woman named Mercy and a man named Samuel. The village named Eldergrove was known for its peaceful life, but it had a secret whispered among the elders. It was said that anyone who ventured too deep into the forest never returned. Some called it the haunting woods, a place where time and space twisted in ways no one could understand. Mercy had always felt a strange pull toward the forest. From a young age, she would stand at the edge of the trees, staring into the shadows, drawn to its dark allure. Her father, a stern man, always warned her to stay away. "Those woods take what they want, and they give nothing in return," he would say, his voice filled with a mix of fear and sorrow. Samuel, on the other hand, was a wanderer. He had come to Eldergrove many years ago, seeking refuge after losing his family to a plague that had ravaged his homeland. He was known to the villagers for his quiet nature and his deep knowledge of herbs and plants, though there was something about him that made people uneasy. His eyes, dark and deep, seemed to always be searching for something in the distance, as though his soul had been marked by a great sorrow. One evening, as the sun began to dip below the horizon, Mercy found herself at the edge of the haunting woods once more. It was then that Samuel appeared beside her, his footsteps soft on the forest floor. "Mercy," he said, his voice a low whisper, "you should not be here alone." She turned to face him, her heart pounding in her chest. "I feel it, Samuel. There's something in there, something calling me. I can't stay away any longer." Samuel's gaze grew intense, and for the first time, Mercy saw a flicker of fear in his eyes. "It's not a place to seek answers, Mercy. It takes more than you can give. I know this because I've seen what it does." But Mercy, unable to resist the pull, stepped closer to the dark trees. "I need to know. Please, come with me." Samuel hesitated, but then, as though a force greater than him had taken over, he nodded. "I will go with you, but you must listen to me. If the forest takes us, we must leave it behind, no matter what it offers." Together they stepped into the forest. The trees loomed above them like ancient sentinels, their branches twisted and gnarled. The air grew thick, heavy with an unnatural silence. Not a single bird sang, nor did the wind stir the leaves. It was as if time itself had paused, holding its breath. They walked deeper into the woods, each step feeling like a century. As they ventured further, the darkness grew more oppressive, and the path became harder to follow. Samuel's unease grew with each passing moment, but Mercy's determination only strengthened. She felt a warmth in her chest, as though the forest was alive, waiting for her to uncover its secret. Hours passed, or perhaps it was days. Time seemed to bend and twist in the haunting woods. The light from the outside world faded, replaced by an eerie, otherworldly glow that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Finally, they reached a clearing. At the center stood a massive stone altar covered in ivy and moss. The air was thick with the scent of earth and something else, something sweet like honey and decay. A figure stood before the altar, cloaked in shadow, its face hidden from view. The figure spoke, its voice deep and resonant, as if coming from the earth itself. "Mercy, you have come. I came to learn the truth. What is this place? What do you want from me?" The figure's shadowed face seemed to shift, as though it was both a part of the forest and something more. "I do not seek anything from you, Mercy, but you have something within you, a gift or a curse, depending on how you see it. You have the power to choose." Samuel stepped forward, his voice trembling. "No, you must leave this place. It is not safe for you." The figure ignored him, its gaze fixed on Mercy. "You have the choice, Mercy. You can take what the forest offers, power, knowledge, the ability to change fate itself, but there is a price. Every gift comes with a burden, and the forest will never let go once it has claimed you." Mercy, torn between fear and desire, looked to Samuel for guidance, but he was pale, his face drawn with the weight of his own hidden fears. "Samuel," she whispered, "what do I do?" He reached out to her, but his voice was filled with sorrow. "If you choose this path, Mercy, you will never return the same. The forest, it changes people. It changes them into something else." Mercy hesitated. The weight of the decision pressed on her chest, but then something within her stirred, an undeniable urge to reach out, to take the power the forest promised. "I will choose," she said, her voice filled with quiet resolve. The figure nodded. "So be it." A sudden gust of wind swept through the clearing, and Mercy felt herself drawn toward the altar. As she reached out to touch the stone, a surge of energy coursed through her body. It was as if the forest itself was pouring its essence into her, filling her with knowledge, power, and an overwhelming sense of eternity. But then, something shifted. The warmth turned cold, the knowledge turned to whispers in her mind, voices from the forest that clamored for her attention, demanding she listen. It was too much. She pulled her hand away, but it was too late. The forest had claimed her, and the price had been paid. Samuel rushed to her side, his face filled with terror. "Mercy, no, you must fight it!" But it was clear to him now. Mercy had already begun to change. Her eyes gleamed with an unnatural light, and her once kind face was now marked by the weight of untold centuries. I cannot return," Mercy whispered, her voice distant. "I am bound to the forest now, Samuel. I can feel it, its pulse within me." Samuel fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "No, Mercy, I couldn't protect you." Mercy looked down at him, her gaze filled with both sorrow and understanding. "You did not fail me, Samuel. You tried, but the forest knows what it wants, and now I am a part of it." With one final, sorrowful glance, Mercy turned and walked deeper into the woods, her form vanishing into the shadows. Samuel remained kneeling, the weight of his love and regret heavy in his heart. Years passed, and Samuel remained in Eldergrove, never venturing near the haunting woods again. But at night he would often hear whispers carried by the wind, a voice he recognized, soft and haunting, calling his name. Mercy was still there, trapped within the forest, but not lost to it. She was its guardian now, a keeper of secrets, a keeper of promises, bound forever to the woods that had taken her. And so the village of Eldergrove continued, life moving on, but the shadows of the haunting woods never left, for Mercy's story was never truly finished. She had become a part of something far greater than herself, a legend, a mystery that would haunt the villagers for generations. The forest had not just taken Mercy, it had given her a new life, one that neither she nor Samuel could have ever foreseen. But in the end, it was Mercy's choice that had shaped her fate, and the fate of the forest itself. The price of Mercy, it seemed, was not always what one expected.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and please subscribe for more contents.